Welcome in this new episode of Astrology Insights. My name is Ricardo Prince, and I am an enthusiast in astrology for about two years now. It's getting way out of hand. We're starting episodes and everything now, but it's fun. It's fun. I love the journey, and I'm sitting here today with Vincent, who has been an astrologer for
A professional astrologer for over 20 years and an astrology enthusiast for over 40 years even.
wow.
Yeah, that's how it goes when you're just, passionate about something. You get older and older, all these years mount up.
Still got a long way to go for me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, in today's episode, we're going to talk about Leo energy. Leo energy in general, but we also discuss and elaborate on Leo energy coming from a place of abundance and Leo energy coming from a place of need. When we talk about Leo energy, what are we actually talking about, Vincent?
Well, before I go into that, let me stress again, as I always do, I am speaking about qualities, the signs, astrological signs, zodiac signs as qualities of people, objects, landscapes, whatever. You might call them qualities of consciousness. Many people tend to identify with zodiac signs. And the interesting thing is that to identify with something is actually a Leo quality, to be able to identify. Leo energy in its most pure sense is the most outgoing energy and self-establishing energy in the astrological, you might say, alphabet. It's the energy from the center. You might say the center of your being, of your core energy, radiating out in a manifesting or determining way or establishing something or leading way. So it determines, it leads, it manifests. So Leo is also connected, for example, to royalty, the king, the archetypical king. In that sense, Leo energy is very much also has to do with a strong sense of identity. If you have a good, positive Leo energy, wherever in your chart, there is a strong sense of identity, but also a strong ability to identify. So the two things are connected. Strong sense of own identity, but also an ability to identify. And with that, I mean role playing, the theater, or just being able to fulfill different roles. Depending on circumstances or the group of people you're in, you're a master in playing the perfect role even. That's also Leo energy. So Leo energy is also connected with shining as a star, shining as a sun, shining in this perfect role or shining as you are from this strong sense of of identity, self-awareness. It is an energy of self-awareness also. So pure Leo energy in terms of people is also very much concerned with him or herself. Like I'm just super fascinated in that sense. And they are fascinated with what people with this strong Leo energy, encounter within themselves or experience, or, it's almost like studying a rare species, which is you. It also has to do with a certain phase in childhood where you discover yourself, where your self-awareness develops. You know, I'm not sure what age, I think it's around 6 years, 7 years, that you really become self-aware as a separate identity, as somebody, as an individual. So not just a separate child from other childs or children or from your parents, but really as a person with his or her specific character. This individual consciousness, this individual self-awareness is also Leo energy. So it's from that psychological faculty that you're also capable of identifying, for example, playing a role. Leo energy is also, in this sense, connected with opening your heart. And either, on the one hand, opening your heart and showing yourself, and in that sense, being charming or being charismatic, being a natural leader. So a natural leader is not somebody who tells people what to do. A natural leader is a very natural person. And because you're so natural and so at ease with yourself, people just go to you. They just follow you. That's very positive Leo energy. And it is also the ability, on the other hand, to inspire other people to open up, to show the warmth of their heart, to show their best qualities. That's also what a good leader does, a natural leader. I mentioned the king as an archetypical image of Leo energy. You might also say it's the father, actually the father-child interaction in a very archetypical sense. So I'm not saying that men do this or whatever. It's the archetypical father. And the archetypical father, his job is to acknowledge, just to see you. So when you really see somebody or really see something in the best possible way that you can see something or somebody, you're representing Leo energy, the father energy within Leo energy. On the other hand, when you are feeling loved and you really allow this, you allow the love of people into your life, whether it's in terms of compliments or just a look in people's eyes, but you really allow it, you can really receive it. You are also representing Leo energy and then you are in the child position of this father-child interaction. It's about acknowledgement and being acknowledged. It's about love and being loved. And it's love in this sense of total acknowledgement and acceptance and encouragement of who you are in every sense. It's total acceptance. And so with Leo energy, if you're in the position of this child, it has to do with self-expression. Also total self-expression without holding back, without being ashamed, without trying to be perfect or without trying to do things right. It's just self-expression in the most flowing way. The sun is also an important symbol of Leo energy. That's actually also connected in a technical way in astrology, the sun and Leo. But it's this shining and radiating quality of the sun, and also this indiscriminative quality of the sun, meaning that the sun shines and shares its warmth. Whether you're a good person or a bad person, when you're in the sun, you will receive the warmth of the sun. That's also a Leo person. He or she is just warm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are some really nice things you said there about Leo energy. I tend to surround myself with Leo energy quite a lot, especially my dating life, which I thought was interesting. Don't know what it says about me, but let's let that do that for another episode.
Sure.
I heard a lot of positive qualities like
Yeah.
leading, inspiring,
Yes.
seeing, acknowledgement, identifying, and great self-identity.
And love, just love.
Loving,
Yeah.
able to receive love.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for explaining that, Vincent. There were a lot of positive qualities that you highlighted of Leo and typical Leo energy. If we could then go on to the negative qualities of Leo energy, which come from like a place of neediness. Could you say something about those?
Well, Leo energy in itself is perhaps the best embodiment of abundance in itself, because it's so closely connected to the sun, which is the prime symbol of abundance, of abundant being, abundant life force. If you feel an emptiness in this fundamental area, you're in need of Leo qualities. And so a deformed Leo energy is seeking attention, seeking love, seeking confirmation. So people or circumstances, and anything that begs for attention, begs for acknowledgement, for love, shows a negative Leo quality. Also being overly concerned with yourself, finding yourself super special and other people just boring, is also negative Leo energy. Narcissism is negative Leo energy. Being bossy, that's a negative leader. You would like to be a natural leader, but just being bossy, and you want people to listen to you, to look at you for what to do. That's because you need this love, but you're not like acknowledging that. So you're trying to be the boss. That's a negative expression of Leo energy. These are a few that come to mind.
Yeah, interesting. And we talked about like intrinsic, qualities, kind of like in our last episode, discussing Cancer. You also showed some examples, for example, in politics or in more like external situations. Like, could you name an example of a typical Leo energy situation or happening, or
Well, the most typical political symbol of Leo is the king of a country. And in that sense, in mundane political astrology, very often the leader or the leadership of a country is associated with Leo. But for me, politics is not the best place to look for Leo energy. It would be great if it would be possible, but as far as I know, politics or society in general, any society that I've come across with,
they lack.
Well, it's sort of culturally like a huge challenge to have a culture that is so empowering for people, representing this ideal father, archetypically father energy that really acknowledges everybody in who you are, and not either acknowledging you just as a victim or acknowledging you just as somebody who has certain skills and otherwise you're just not interesting, or somebody who is making enough money, otherwise you're not interesting. So there's a lot of conditions. And Leo energy is very much about unconditional love, unconditional acknowledgement. So I'd say that you can find Leo energy in more informal groups, because it's also so much connected to this naturalness. Being a natural leader almost excludes the formalisms of formal hierarchies. It's almost undoable to maintain this pure Leo energy within a formal setting. Maybe for a short while when some organization begins. So I'd say that especially in young organizations, grassroots organizations that just start appearing, so not with a long history of like 20 years, then not anymore, but especially in the beginning, where you have these new charismatic leaders, men or women, doesn't matter. just being themselves, and by being themselves, inspiring other people to follow them. There you have Leo energy. Yeah, that would be an example.
Thanks. Well, thanks for explaining that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we could sum it up,
Mhm.
Positive versus negative qualities of Leo, how would you do that?
Well, for positive Leo energy, you need to have a strong sense of center. When you have that, you can be this defining, establishing, leading center in a very natural way. And you have all these positive Leo qualities. So also this acknowledging love. So it's not a love for this or love for that, to be clear. It's just like the sun is radiating. It's just an acknowledging light. I'm shining my light on you, or I'm in the spotlight of other people's or your attention. It's like in falling in love. It's just who you are in the eyes of others, or others are in your eyes. This really acknowledging way. If you do not have this strong sense of center, you will be looking for this. You'll be forcing circumstances to get this into your life. So you will be bossy or looking for attention or posing, which is the negative role playing. Just posing as this or posing as that, just to be interesting and receive attention. So that's the negative.
Well, thanks, Vincent.
You're welcome.
With that, I'd like to make an end to this episode. We hope you enjoyed watching this. In the next episodes, we'll be talking about our next zodiac signs, starting again from Virgo?
Virgo, yes.
Virgo is the next one. And also, we'll be having our first guest. Maybe the first episode on this is already being broadcasted on YouTube, maybe not, but it's going to be interesting. We have our first guest in the show, so be sure to watch our next episodes. Thank you for watching and have a great day.